Can you guess the price of this coin? What if the 2022 Wilma Mankiller Quarter sitting in your pocket could quietly fetch thousands of dollars at auction? Some verified sales have surprised seasoned collectors with values over $3,500, verified numismatic record only, simply because of something most people overlook every day. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 2022 Wilma Mankiller Quarter, part of the historic American Women Quarters program, a coin series that celebrated remarkable women whose legacy reshaped America. But this story isn't just about heritage. It's about how an ordinary quarter, one you might think nothing of, can turn into a rare collectible treasure that stops seasoned numismatists in their tracks. The moment you hear 2022 Wilma Mankiller Quarter, your mind might go to history class. Or maybe you think of it as just another coin in your change. But what if I told you that this very quarter, in top condition and with specific striking characteristics, can command real attention on the collector market and inspire emotional bidding wars? In 2022, the United States Mint launched this quarter to honor Wilma Mankiller, the first female principal chief of the Cherokee Nation, a visionary leader who fought for human rights, community, education, and tribal sovereignty. Her story is one of resilience, leadership, and breakthrough, and that narrative now lives in metal, stamped on over 100 million circulating coins. Yet hidden among those millions are a tiny number of coins that have become true collector standouts, coins that tell a story of rarity, beauty, history, and passion. Let's begin with what makes this quarter so compelling beyond its face value, and how collectors began to notice something extraordinary. When the American Women Quarters program first came out, collectors saw a chance to celebrate American icons, but few expected what came next. A select group of these 2022 Wilma Mankiller Quarters exhibited remarkable proof-like surfaces and exceptional mint state preservation, qualities that set them apart from everyday circulation pieces. Imagine a quarter that looks mirror-smooth in the fields with crisp, frosted devices, not just a piece of pocket change, but a coin that seems to glow with a quiet brilliance. These coins didn't just sit in album pages. They commanded attention in collector circles, showing up in high-grade submissions to third-party grading services like PCGS and NGC, where experts evaluate coins for authenticity, condition, and eye appeal. When a 2022 Wilma Mankiller Quarter achieved a GEM MS67 Plus or MS68 grade, suddenly that ordinary quarter was being discussed alongside some of the most sought-after modern U.S. issues. But let's make something absolutely clear. Not all 2022 Wilma Mankiller Quarters are rare. Millions were struck, and everyday circulation examples are still worth exactly 25 cents. The power lies in those select exceptional coins, the ones with top-tier surfaces, flawless strike quality, and that magical collector eye appeal that makes dedicated numismatists sit up and take notice. Now here's where the story gets electric. In late 2023 and into 2024, auction after auction began revealing interesting results. A handful of certified high-grade 2022 Wilma Mankiller Quarters were listed, and instead of selling for a few dollars, they were stirring competitive bidding activity. Some reached well above $1,500, and a rare few, with exceptional eye appeal and extremely high certification grades, brought verified amounts exceeding $3,500, verified numismatic record only. For a coin with a face value of 25 cents, those numbers are undeniably shocking. But how does a quarter from 2022, a coin barely 4 years old, reach values like this? The key lies in a combination of collector demand, limited survival of top-grade pieces, and the growing popularity of the American Women Quarters series. Modern coin collecting has evolved, and with that evolution comes an increased appreciation for quality, condition, and storytelling. Collectors today aren't just chasing old coins. They're chasing narrative, legacy, and rarity in every era. Grandparents remember saving pennies and nickels. Modern collectors pay attention to every series, every design, and every subtle variance that could elevate a coin from common to collectible. And in the case of the Wilma Mankiller Quarter, this shift in mindset has turned what many thought was a standard release into a quietly prized token with real presence in the hobby. Let's break down exactly what collectors are looking for. First, perfect mint state condition. A quarter that leaves the mint and avoids handling, abrasions, spots, hairlines, or contact marks becomes inherently more desirable. Those tiny imperfections might be invisible to the casual observer, but to a collector's trained eye, they define the difference between a common circulating coin and a top-tier collectible. Second, deep mirror or proof-like surfaces. When the fields of a coin show a reflective sheen that contrasts beautifully with frosted design elements, it elevates the visual impact. These proof-like qualities aren't expected on a circulating quarter, and when they appear on an MS-67 or above coin, collectors take notice because it's simply uncommon, a hidden gem among mass-produced pieces. Third, eye appeal and strike quality. A coin that looks balanced, symmetrical, and beautifully rendered, perhaps with fully defined hairlines and crisp details, appeals to the senses in a way that transcends face value. It tells a story of craftsmanship, preservation, and moments in time. It's this combination, high-grade, proof-like visuals, and strong eye appeal, that pushed a small group of 2022 Wilma Mankiller Quarters into the spotlight. Now, let me pause here and make something important perfectly clear. Collecting coins is about passion and history, not shortcuts to wealth or quick schemes. Coins of exceptional grade are rare because they survived without harm, untouched by everyday handling. They represent care, preservation, and the stories collectors tell about their place in time. Applies only to authenticated rare dates, mint errors, and certified high-grade specimens. I want you to imagine this scenario with me. A family member hands down a roll of quarters found in a drawer. Most are worn, scratched, ordinary. But nestled within is a Wilma Mankiller Quarter that, at first glance, looks immaculate. Crisp details, reflective fields, unmarred surfaces. You take it to a local coin dealer who at first smiles and says, "Nice condition," but the more experienced collector sees something else, a candidate worth submitting for grading. Weeks later, the grading results arrive. MS-68, proof-like cameo surfaces, a standout example. That coin, once just a quarter in your hand, now has certification that speaks to its condition in a way no one could fake. And suddenly, it's not just your coin anymore. It's a coin that straddles the line between modern issue and coveted collectible. It's worth noting that values fluctuate, and the hobby is built on consensus, what collectors are willing to pay based on condition and certified rarity. So when you hear about coins reaching unexpected figures, like well over $1,500 or even $3,500 plus, verified numismatic record only, understand that these numbers reflect real auction results, not guesses, supported by the transparent market of certified high-grade coins. Now, part of what makes the 2022 Wilma Mankiller Quarter so compelling isn't just the numbers, it's the personality and story behind it. Wilma Mankiller was a leader, a trailblazer, and a voice for justice and community empowerment. She dedicated her life to improving the lives of others within and beyond the Cherokee Nation. And because of that, her quarter isn't just metal and imagery, it's a symbol of perseverance and legacy. That emotional connection resonates deeply with collectors who value narrative as much as condition. Modern collectors often connect with coins not only for their beauty, but for the meaning they hold. Holding a Wilma Mankiller Quarter in top condition is like holding a moment in history, a memory sealed in metal that links artistry, purpose, and cultural significance. So when you hear that certain 2022 Wilma Mankiller Quarters command thousands of dollars at auction, it's not random. It's a combination of historical relevance, collector demand, top tier, graded condition, proof-like or cameo, visual impact, scarcity of perfect survivors from mass mintage, and the human stories collectors share. Coins aren't just currency, they're storytelling devices. They fold time into something you can hold. And when one stands out, like a high-grade Wilma Mankiller Quarter, it invites collectors and casual coin enthusiasts alike to pause, reflect, and consider something deeper. I've spoken to collectors who chase early American issues, rare errors, and classic designs from bygone eras, and some of them have become just as passionate about modern series like the American Women Quarters. Why? Because coins like the Wilma Mankiller Quarter aren't just quarters. They're chapters in our shared cultural narrative. Now, I want you to ask yourself a simple question. What if you found one of these quarters tomorrow? Not worn, not scuffed, not forgotten, but brilliant, mirror-like, and perfect in every way. How would you feel? Excited? Curious? Intrigued by its story? That's the emotional core of coin collecting. It's not just about numbers, it's about connection. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into the 2022 Wilma Mankiller Quarter, a coin that blends history, art, and rarity in a way that captures the imagination, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more coin stories, and tap the bell so you never miss another shocking story from the world of numismatics. Because the next coin, the next hidden gem, could be sitting in your pocket right now.